Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weeping and blocking, defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
Yo, what it do? Welcome back to another episode of BBO Boxing. Tuned in. Shout out to BBO. Shout out to Prize
Yeah.
Fighter.
And shout out to RayconGlobal.com, the sponsor too. Shout them out. Go check them out, y'all. Y'all go check that out. RayconGlobal.com.
Yeah, if you're looking for headphones, you're looking for your wireless AirPods, check out RayconGlobal.com. They are sponsoring this show today. Shout out to RayconGlobal.com.
Yeah, shout out Raycon.
What's
What up,
going on,
though?
Prize?
Ain't nothing, man. Just falling back, enjoying the holidays, We almost at that mark. We about to hit some numbers coming up, so I'm excited. What's up with y'all? Happy holidays.
Yeah. We doing it big. I think 2025 is going to be a big year for not only for me personally, but for the whole squad, BBO network. We got some things coming in the near future. Y'all be on the lookout for some big things happening on the BBO network. Um, but we got to talk about some things. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
the internet is in an uproar because
Fire.
Tank Davis put up a post and everybody jumped out the window. They saw the little Instagram post that Tank Davis put up, and everybody jumped out the window. What you think about it?
It was crazy work, Free. I mean, as soon as I click my phone, and this is on everything I love, I seen BBO community, and it said fight canceled, and BBO had a nice screenshot of it was Tank's official IG, and it said the effing fight is canceled. Right after that, he deleted his whole IG, bro. So maybe it's I guess I'll be optimistic. I guess it might be a marketing scheme or a promotional scheme, or maybe not. We don't know what these new dudes. These new dudes is different. They dress different. They act different. So I don't know what it meant, bro. But I just know it broke the internet boxing community. It just set it on fire, dog. He just set a forest fire, uncontrollable. One of them joints in Cali. So Tank, man, I don't know, bro. What's up with these dudes, man? They be, they look different than us. We come from a different era. They wear stuff that we don't agree with, and they emotional, and they just do stuff and they delete stuff, and I'm a huge Tank fan, but this kind of behavior is just like, come on, bro, what we doing? I didn't see Lamont. Did Lamont post anything about that? I never see if Lamont even responded or saying the fight is on or no, y'all, it ain't. Like,
Well,
it's just corny, bro.
yeah. According to a couple of the homies, somebody had reached out to Lamont father, and he said he hasn't heard anything. Um, I think it could be one or two things. Either something is going on behind the scenes and Tank Davis is fed up, or it's exactly what you said. It's a promotional scheme.
He,
I think he could have been doing it just to get these people still talking about the fight because somebody else had mentioned that the talk as of late has been about Devin Haney and Tio. So maybe Tank Davis is trying to get his name back in the limelight and get the talk away from being about Theo and Devin and be about him and Lamont. So I don't know what's going on because I haven't heard anything. I checked all my sources, and according to everybody that I've talked to, according to everything that I looked up, the fight is still on. Nobody heard anything about anything.
yeah. I didn't see anything where anybody promoted that. I mean, promoted anybody saying that the fight Wasn't on. Only one that said that was him. But he's the star. He might know something that we don't know. So I don't know what's going on, bro. It's just frustrating, you know. I just know that hopefully I believe Lamont's father is saying that he ain't hear nothing because he probably didn't. It's a good 99% chance that he didn't hear nothing. But I mean,
Yeah.
as far as that, I don't understand why. I mean, I get it. Maybe this is a new kind of promotion that us older guys are not used to, dog. We might not be used to um cats deleting stuff. First of all, we this Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff wasn't even around, but now it is. But maybe that's just what they do nowadays. Maybe there's some kind of scheme. All attention is good attention to these new cats. You know what I'm saying? So they be dressing weird. I'm not too far from New York City. You go down there, they be dressing weird. It's this new era. It's not our era, so we got to get used to it. Us older guys, we gotta stop. Like even me, you know what I'm saying? I'm the worst one out of all of us probably, and I'm not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? And we just got to get used to what they're doing. I feel like we don't like the way they look and the way they move, but maybe it's their way of getting more tickets sold, more views, more pay-per-views. I don't know, free. I don't know.
What you got on the BBO?
Um, I seen the thing. I reached out to somebody I know that works at PBC closely. He said he didn't know nothing about it. Either way it go, I kind of at the point super my brother GD and definitely my man Cuban Tommy. But I'm just at the place where I don't
Get
really.
that.
Can you hear me?
That's my fault. I was talking to my
Oh,
daughter. My fault. I'm
Yeah,
muted.
we can hear you.
shoot to my brother Prize. I mean, my brother Scholar as well. I just don't understand like what he's doing. But you know what I've learned with Tank Davis, you can't take it serious. You can't really say nothing. It is what it is. It's a new attitude out there where guys feel they can do what they want, say what they want, whatever the case may be. And just to be honest, I'm kind of over it. I'm looking forward to 2025. You got Shakur Stevenson, Kid Austin. We're gonna see if my brother Kid Austin. Hopefully, we can have his dad on, or. But I'm hoping to see what happens. I just think that Tank Davis just showed you a bunch of times he gonna do what he want, and it is what it is. And it's hard to be a fan of him. I mean, if you're from Baltimore or you're a personal friend of his, or you know what I mean, that makes sense. But at this point, it's terribly hard to be a fan of him. Period. One minute he goes through this really brilliant transition and converts to Islam and changes his life. You can see it. You can see he's a better person now. And now, you call him Abdul Wahid, threatening to slap reporters, and now he's talking about the fight is
Jesus.
canceled. It's just like at this point, man,
Whack.
I don't know what he's doing, man. I don't
It's
know what he's
whack.
doing.
Yeah,
That's
I
part of
mean,
that era, BBO. Go ahead, free. I'm not even gonna cut free off because I'm about to
n-
snap.
I mean, and the thing is, we don't know if he was talking about this fight. He could have been talking about another fight. We don't know because he didn't
Right.
say what fight is canceled. He just said that the fight is canceled. So I don't, like I said, I don't know how to read into it. The only thing we can do is just keep an eye out, see what happens with that fight, because that fight is 3 months down the line. So it's not like it's a fight that's coming up in the next couple of weeks. It's a fight that's 3 months down the line. So we just got to keep our eye out, see if anything materialized behind what he said. Like I said, for everybody that I've talked to and everything that I looked up, the fight is still on. I don't know what's going on, and it's not something new from St. David to put something out there and delete the post. Now, Pride
That's
said
right.
he deleted his whole Instagram.
Oh,
Now
IG gone.
that would be something different that I never
No,
seen
that's
him do
what it
that.
is. Go try to search his name right now.
Yeah, that
Any of
that
y'all in the
that's what I'm
chat,
saying. That would be something
somebody in the
different.
chat, go try to pull up Javante on Instagram.
Yeah, it's one of the things where the cool thing is this. Um, I'm not gonna get caught up in the fandom of it or none of that because I think it's bad for boxing. We already are a sport that's losing ground each and every day without having a schedule. So the one of the biggest stars in boxing constantly playing games. It sucks, man, because people got to make real world plans to go see him fight. You got to get a hotel room. You got to get a flight in some cases. And it's like the last thing you need to be doing is creating doubt with the consumers. I mean, golly, do these guys have any respect for how business is done? I don't know what you think about this, Free. I don't see there's no respect for how business is done. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know these guys' motive behind some of the things that they do because I know that they want to try to create a buzz for their name. And I'm not just speaking on Tank Davis. I'm speaking on the fighters in general. A lot of
Hmm.
guys want to create buzz behind their name, but some of the stuff that they do, it kind of hurts their brand instead of helping the brand because some of these things that they do is like what for? Why are you doing what you're doing? There's other
Hmm.
ways you can go about doing it. So I don't know what's behind these things that these guys be doing.
It's whack. You know what I
And
mean?
you,
And
and
we're
you
not
know,
we're not
I,
used
I,
to it. Go ahead,
I gotta
BB.
bring this up. I know we usually don't bring this up, but this is want to bring this small topic up. It's a doggone shame where you see more people want to talk about this young man Travis Hunter's relationship
Oh
than
my
they want to
God.
than they want to talk about boxing. That alone should let you know how far we've fallen as boxing. Boxing built Madison Square Garden. Boxing is one of those things that people forget. We built Madison Square Garden. The reason they say the world famous Madison Square Garden is because of us. I
For a
mean,
reason.
I look at it. When the last time you seen the last fighter to really do Madison Square Garden was AJ. So it's like I don't know. I feel what my man Tommy said he moved like a child, but
Yeah,
just
man.
just
It's whack,
just to be
Tommy.
honest, I don't want to say that because I don't know what he wants. I just want him to go away. I
I
mean,
don't want him to go
I
away. I
tell
want
you
to
a
see him
fun I tell
fight,
you a funny
BBO.
story. I tell you a funny story. This is a story someone told me. Someone was getting their grandmother some water, and their grandmother was elderly at the time, and the water was ice cold. And somehow they spilled the water on their grandmother, and their grandmother said something that you wouldn't expect. Just go away. Just go away. Don't give me no more nothing. Just go away.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying for Tank to go away. I'm just saying this behavior must go away. I mean, it's ridiculous because you see that boxing fans are trying to get
That's
behind him.
crazy, BBO. You want
You
him to
see,
go away. That's
I'm
crazy.
saying you. No, I'm not. I said that behavior. I want
Oh,
that
oh,
behavior
oh,
to go away
oh, oh, oh.
because
Yeah.
it makes it hard to root for him. I mean, him, Shakur, these guys, man, dude, they make you want to keep your money in your pocket. This whole like, I guess snubbing your nose at the fans. What about the people who using hotel points and anybody who use hotel points? No, you don't get them back once you use your reservation. That's corny. That would really piss me off. If I save my hotel points to go to this hotel, say I'm going to a nice hotel like the Hyatt Regency, or I'm going to the Waldorf Astoria, one of them nice Hilton brands, and this food talking about the fight is canceled. You see what I'm saying? That would piss me off. That would piss me off, man. And that's what I mean when
Hey,
I say you gotta have some
baby.
decency.
We
Go
don't
ahead.
want to blame. We don't want to just blame Tank for that. That's been happening from the beginning of time. People canceling fights, booking hotels, booking flights, Airbnb. What Airbnbs wasn't even out, but hotels and flights, and then that the fight ain't happening. You just like, come on, bro. Like, I mean, I feel like it's just a. I'm just gonna be optimistic about the whole thing. I feel like it's just gonna be. I feel like it's just a. Uh, promotional scheme or strategy. And like one of the brothers, who was it, GD? I'm trying to
Mhm.
scroll. The brothers in the chat said it's whack. Basically, it's just whack. You know what I mean? But we're not 30 and 22. So
I, I get it. I just say this. When you talk about, people tweet more than they fight, I mean, they call Shakur Twitterson. I mean, he definitely is a prime example of doing that. Like you can't the sport will never grow with stars like this. I mean, these are not the stars that you're gonna see be with Seven Up or be with Pepsi or any of these big time brands because you continuously just you don't stub your nose to the fans. And I think that's unfortunate. But going to our next topic, I want to ask you guys this. What is the repercussions of all these games you see fighters playing? Whether it's you see, Calvin Floor sitting front row at the Tank press conference and not up there with him, or you see Floyd Mayweather having no dealings at all in this fight, like no beef and nothing. I'm gonna ask you guys this: at what point does the madness stop? Free, just in your humble opinion.
Um, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the madness ever stops because it's always going to be somebody that's going to have their own little antics or whatever. But I do know if business keep going the way it's going and people keep doing what they're doing, it's definitely going to turn the fans away from the sport because nobody wants to sit there and spend their hard earned money and and feel like it's being wasted. So it's definitely going to hurt the sport because somebody like a Tank Davis, if the fight was to be truly canceled and these guys had already sold 15,000 tickets, I'm quite sure when they sold those 15,000 tickets, people made reservations and made plans for their flights to get to that fight. Um, it, People going to also they're going to also have to um, try to get their money back. And sometimes depending on what airlines or what hotels you deal with, you're unable to get that money back. So it's going to hurt the brand when people see that somebody, especially somebody like a Tank Davis, who's one of the biggest stars in the sport, is saying that the fight is canceled and the fight actually may have been canceled. It's going to hurt the sport because guys going to wait till the last minute before they do anything to make sure that things are on, and then you can't get the full dollar amount when people are waiting till the last minute.
I'll just say this: you never get the money you should get when we separate. Whether it's any kind of conglomerate, if we're not doing it all together, if boxers don't work together more, the whole thing, I guarantee you, it's not gonna be what it should be. It was announced today. Thank God for Jake Paul. Thank God for Cleveland. He's gonna be fighting Conor McGregor next. So if it wasn't for Jake Paul, there would be no boxing. And I just want to personally say, I appreciate Jake Paul for saving my favorite sport
So
because
you like
guys
that?
like, go ahead.
Like that fight, Jake Paul and Conor McGregor. What you just said? You said Jake Paul.
I don't
I,
know.
I couldn't hear you. Say it again.
Yeah, I couldn't hear what you said.
Okay, you said you like Jake Paul versus Conor McGregor. You heard me now?
Yeah, I heard you. I heard you.
Jake Paul versus Conor McGregor. Make it make sense. Why would you even bring that up?
Yeah, I don't think Jake Paul is saving the sport of boxing by fighting Conor McGregor. There's always going to be fights on. I mean, I'm not paying to see Jake Paul versus Conor McGregor, so I don't know how BBO thinks that that's going to save the sport of boxing because I'm not paying to see that.
Thank you. I mean, I was just so stuck. I didn't even know what to say. Thank you, Free. That's what I was trying to say.
Well, keep in mind, we just did 60 million homes. I believe that Jake Paul has a price point of the fight being 50 cents. Or it'd probably be free. That's what he was saying. It'll either be 50 cents or it'll be free. But when I say he's saving boxing, I'm saying you gotta think about it. This guy is giving you the best in entertainment, giving you the best events, the best productions. At the end of the day, man, we just gotta call it what it is. Jake Paul is the face of boxing. That's
Stop.
who's the face of
No,
That's
boxing, man.
no,
blasphemy.
you only saying that because he's from Cleveland. Because if that was somebody
It's
from
not
LA,
true.
if that's somebody from LA and they was
Or anywhere else.
giving you these fights, you'd be like, what is this? This is neither one of these guys. Jake Paul is about the closest to a boxer that you have in this fight. Conor McGregor had one fight with Floyd Mayweather and he got stopped. The Conor McGregor is not a boxer. I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't care to see this fight. The only way I watch this card at all is if they got some real fights on it. Other than that, I'm not paying attention to this card.
It's
I'm not even
wrestling.
going. I'm not even going to waste my time even looking at it if it ain't no regular fights on it.
Well,
Then
the
I
fight, the
get into
fight
it.
is rumored to have Amanda Serrano, Taylor 3, and it's rumored to have Franchon Cruz versus Clarissa Shields at heavyweight. So I think that's a great, great card so far with the two ladies, with the four ladies on there. If he can get another title fight, which we probably will do. And I'm not saying it because I'm from Cleveland. I'm just saying it because he actually is trying to grow the sport. Say what you want, but for the first time in a number of years, I heard very, very regular people talking about boxing. I remember going to the gas station And Habib and them said, "Hey, who you got, Mike Tyson?" I said, "Yeah, Habib. I think Mike Tyson will beat Jake Paul." Habib would never talk about no dog on boxing. That's not his name, but I don't remember his name. But shout out to him, man. You go to the gas station, people ask you about boxing, but you gotta have people like Jake Paul to say the sport. And this is me being honest. I love the sport. And if Jake Paul is gonna be the person who try to give us the best fights on his undercard and maybe give us a circus up top, that's fine. That's fine. I'll take
How
it.
did we even get here on
I
Jake
don't
Paul?
BBO brought it up, but now if those two fights that you said are on the undercard, that that draws my attention because I want to see Carissa Shields versus
Yeah, I like
franchise Cruz.
franchise Touche
I,
Deserve.
I
I
would
like her.
I wouldn't mind seeing Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor. Although I think they're going to rob her again, I wouldn't mind seeing it a third time. But those two would grab my interest. I don't care about what Jake Paul is doing because I know he's not fighting anybody real.
It's wrestling free. I might as well book WWE Raw tickets with Conor McGregor or Jake Paul versus Conor McGregor. Like, come on,
Hold
man.
on,
What are
hold
we
on, hold on.
doing?
Didn't Conor McGregor fight the best fighter we've seen in the last 25 years?
It was a money grab.
And we know
The
what
man
happened.
came dressed like a bank robber, bro.
We know what happened in that fight. He got stopped. That man got stopped. So I mean, you just because you fought Floyd Mayweather doesn't mean that you the greatest boxer of all time because you fought Floyd Mayweather.
But
You
isn't
got
Jake like twice his size though? Conor McGregor's not that. I
He's
know
at
he's like,
227. He's at 227, I
is he
believe.
really?
Yeah, he's at
That's all
227.
muscle. He gonna get dog
And I
walked, bro.
believe that Conor McGregor's at 170. I think they're gonna try to meet at 185.
Yeah,
That's what I
right.
was that's what I
Jake
was
Paul
told.
ain't making no 185.
Um, I don't know. I just say this. I don't necessarily want to see the fight, but I'm just saying the undercard can be
Focus.
so great. That fight with Mario Barrios versus was that Abner Mares? That was a good
Nah,
fight.
Abner
That was a good
Mares. Somebody know Abner Mares.
not
It was
what was his name?
Abel
uh,
Ramos. Abel
Abel
Ramos.
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 Yeah,
Sorry,
Ramos.
Abel
Ramos.
Ramos.
That
Abel
was a real
Ramos.
good fight,
My
actually. Yeah.
mistake. Abel Ramos. That was
Barrios
a good
is
fight. And we know that Jake Paul is one of the best promoters in boxing, man. And I'm just hoping that the undercard would be so great that we won't even care that we get McGregor versus
well. That's all he
um
can do.
I don't
BBO is backload his undercard because if he tries to go put on a performance or a show by himself, I mean, everybody's hip to his gimmick now, bro. Everybody's like, all right, Jake, at least fight one. He fought a D, not a C, but a D level fighter and lost.
Yeah, I gotta see what the undercard is because the last time he tried to get Carissa Shields to fight on his undercard, she was like, "I'm not fighting on your undercard." So I gotta see
yeah.
if he actually gets Carissa to fight on the undercard. Now he probably can make the Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano 3. He probably
Mhm.
can make that, but I'm a little skeptical about Carissa Shields versus Franchise Cruz because I don't know if he can get her to get on board because she has a big pride. She has a very big pride and
Mhm.
she feel like she should be the headliner. So we'll see what happens with that.
Hey, Feliz Navidad to my brother Juan Claudio, man. But I say this: the thing that's so crazy about the whole thing is when we talk about boxing. Moving to our next subject, we just talked about Tank. We talked about Jake Paul. When we bring it all the way back to let's just bring it back to the actual sport itself. I would love to see more unifications. I would love to see more fights like David versus David. I can't tell you how excited I am to see that fight where you got two young guys in their prime looking to prove who's the best. And I'm picking David all day. And I think David's going to win. I think David might stop David. And I don't know. I just think it's going to be one of those great fights that we're going to remember. What do you
You
guys
are
think about that fight?
you are absolutely correct. David will win. Um, that's a great fight. It's a 50-50 fight. A lot of people said Benavidez has the edge because of the pro experience, but sometimes as we see as of recently, it don't care. It doesn't matter how much pro experience you got.
Right.
If a guy's better than you, a guy's better than you.
That night.
Um, so yeah, that night. So we're gonna see some good action in that fight. But I agree with you. We need to see a lot more of these guys lay it on the line. If you want to claim you the best, then get in there with the best. Because that's what helps your brand grow. Because if everybody wants to be on that level of a Canelo or a Tank Davis, as far as money, man, then you got to give them something to willing to spend their money for. If you're not giving them something that they willing to spend their money for, you're never going to be on that level.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll say to my
Shout
man
out
Juan,
Juan. Shout out GD.
my boy Juan, I would say gracias hermano, appreciate you. My man GD said David versus David, David versus David. Now this is a throwback. Hopefully folks support it. I'm going with the monster. I think it's a great fight. You know what I think is going to be the big difference is who the referee is, because I think, you know, another thing people are missing. This is the first time that David Morrell is going to be on strict VADA testing. I'm not accusing you of anything because we
What?
seen.
Wait. What?
Well, no, this is the first time he's going to be doing VADA testing. They
Really?
made sure that it's going to be VADA
I
testing.
saw. Why did they? So that's why David Benavidez was snapping at the presser when he was like, "Well, take a test." He was bringing up like drug tests.
Yeah, because
That's
I don't
crazy.
I don't know the actual factors on everything, but from what they were saying, David hadn't really took a stringent test since he's been boxing. So I don't know. Either way it goes, I think David Morrell is going to get beat to death. And I just hope that he carries.
No, we're gonna say that sounds like somebody that's scared of somebody's power, because the only reason why you bring up testing or anything like that is if you trying to figure out why this man got so much power. That's what it sounds like to me. I mean, nobody's ever said anything bad about David Morrell as far as being on PEDs. It sounds like somebody's scared of his power.
That's a good
crazy.
point. salute to my brother Pop, man. Salute to hardcore. What's going on, man? How you doing, man?
Oh, look! Come on, man. Anytime I get to be on here with y'all, it's a privilege. Got my guy D Free BVO prize, man. Shout out to Crush the Legend. Got to shout him out too.
Oh yeah. Crush killing the game. Don't miss Crush tomorrow when he doing Who Had a Big Influence, Cool G Rap or LL Cool J, because that's a tough one, because
fire.
I'm 34 and when I listen to that song Fast Life by LL Cool J, by Cool G Rap,
crazy.
That song's bananas, bro. That song like everything that's out now.
Hold on,
I don't care what nobody says.
Let's say that for the
donuts.
Let's say that for coffee and donuts.
Yeah, get me excited, man.
I know that me too.
I get me excited talking about
when
that.
You text that in the private chat, and I'm like, when tomorrow? I'm like, word? Oh man, because I hate, like when I'm listening to Coffee and Donuts, I'm normally driving, so I want to interact, but I can't because I don't want to, unalive myself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And they be driving crazy going to Philly. So
you gotta get one of those. You gotta get one of those Teslas, dog. They can drive by themselves. You gotta get one of those Teslas.
I thought about doing that, but I'm just cheap when it comes to cars, bro. I'm cheap because I don't feel like
I wouldn't give Elon Musk $1 of my money.
They not that expensive, dog. I've already been looking at.
I know them drawing like 30 racks free. They drive themselves.
Yeah, I'm about to get one myself. I've already been looking into it.
I looked into it too, Free. I ain't gonna cap, because while we sleeping and doing this show, that joke could be out Ubering, dog. You feel me? That's big time. Like if I'm sleeping, that joint be, and I was like, I need to be to work. I gotta be working 6:30, and that joint pull up, and it did Ubered all night.
Hey, what I won't do, I won't be a victim of the iRobot. That's what I won't do. You're not gonna have me on iRobot. But let's get back to boxing. What's going on?
Boxing.
But and let me ask you this, since you just came in, and let me ask you this: what do you think about David Morrell saying? I mean, Benavidez saying, "Oh, you finally gonna get drug tested." Is he insinuating that Morrell's a cheater? What do you think about that?
That was crazy.
That's clearly what the man is inferring, that he's a. I ain't gonna say that he's saying that he's a cheater, but what he is saying, that where there's smoke, there's some fire, or there could be some fire. I think that's what he's saying. Like, yo, you want to accuse me, but clearly we gotta go through all this rigmarole to get you tested. That's what he was saying in the press conference. Like, yo, if we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. And you see how defensive Morrell's team got. So I'm not saying that is the case.
Trash hardcore.
But
you got the old man talking crazy about
trash
your coach,
hardcore. Lucky ass touchdown. And y'all lucky my
upset?
bull got knocked
Y'all,
out. Y'all lucky Jalen got knocked out.
I mean, are
'Cause
y'all?
we wasn't supposed to lose that game. I'm so mad that we even let this bet that me and Free got. It's a friendly
Hey,
bet, but I'm
are
just
y'all?
mad that it's still alive. Why
Are
are they?
y'all upset?
Oh,
Are
y'all
y'all
on life
upset?
support.
Are y'all upset because we got a young phenom over here? Are y'all
Y'all
upset about that?
bro. When we talked about Jalen Daniels Free, you and I both said, yo, I rock with Jalen. Me personally, I'm a diehard Eagles fan. Hell, that was my first construction site, building the Eagles
Anybody
Stadium.
with a
I'm a
brain
hardcore
would
Eagle
have picked him
fan.
number one. Anybody
I'm
with
a
a brain would have
hardcore
picked him
Eagle
number one.
fan, and I rock with Jalen Daniels. Like I
Hey,
like
I
that kid.
mean, this
That
man
kid
is
can play.
only he's the only well, I ain't gonna say the only. He's only the highest voted Pro Bowler. I mean, the highest quarterback Pro Bowler voted in right now for the NFC. He's number 3 overall out of all quarterbacks behind Lamar and Josh Allen. So I mean, this man
That's
is a
crazy.
rookie. He's a rookie.
Wait, who hardcore rock with?
Cowboys, them niggas that got
Oh,
eliminated
he's a
yesterday. Them
cowboy.
niggas that got
Oh my
eliminated already.
damn, hardcore.
But let me
Dang,
ask you
that's
guys this
crazy
about
hardcore.
boxing. So when you hear salute to my man T Hill. So let me ask you this, and when you hear somebody say something like, you are, seeing that you're a drug team, what does that come from? Because I don't think David ever felt a test. Is it because Benavidez is a little scared of him, or what is that?
That was
Maybe
crazy
he's
work.
privy to some information that we aren't, as
Yeah.
far as some behind the scenes stuff.
Mhm.
We've all heard stories about certain guys where they've gotten a little bit agitated when it was time to take the test. Nwaya Inoue, he was under the gun, some time ago because they said he was acting a little arrogant when it came time for the testing. He was acting like, "Hey, who are you to pull up on me to test me?" And if the guy seems like he's a little bit hesitant, because all these fighters don't get tested. Most recently, your boy Tevin Farmer, you was singing his praises. You know what I mean? Waxing
Mhm.
poetic about him. He said that him as a Zepeda didn't get tested. He felt
Yeah,
like that was funny.
he made it clear that they didn't get tested. He felt the way. You can tell if you read
Right.
energies like I do. He felt the way, bro.
Well,
I
I mean,
mean,
when it comes to testing, a lot of these situations is voluntary. So unless they put it in the stipulations of making a fight, a lot of times it's voluntary whether you get tested or not. So there could be some issues with people saying, "Hey, why haven't this fighter been tested or whatever?" But if you that dude, you that Mexican monster that you say you are, you shouldn't be worried about if he's been tested
But he
before.
wants to be
You the
treated
monster.
fairly,
You
freak. I don't give a
no,
damn about
I
that.
understand that. What I'm saying is, you the
Still
monster.
got to treat the monster
Just put it.
fairly. To beat
Just,
the
just
monster, to beat the end boss, you got to
no.
treat him
What I'm saying
fairly. You
is,
got to fight the fair fight.
what I'm saying is, you put it in the stipulation to get tested. Don't leave it as that. Y'all know y'all got to get tested, but leave it as that. You
But
want to
why
bring
is
it up?
he? But David Benavidez was saying, why is he prolonging? Why is he? What's the problem? I'm doing mine. Why you ain't doing yours? Type ish.
Hey,
Type
yo,
ish.
D
No,
Free, I agree with you in principle 1000%. I agree
Me
with you
too.
in principle 1000%.
But
But exactly, Prize. Here's the but. The but is that Morel's team was the one who mentioned David Benavidez possibly juicing in the first place. So that's when he flipped the script and was like, okay, so if we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. They the ones who mentioned it first.
right, and Benavidez had failed a piss test.
yeah.
He
I mean,
it's a recreational drug, but still he
hey,
failed. But
as far as my eyes, he's the only one that ever failed the test. So, hey,
hey, that's
he
a
he don't
big
have a
dude to
lot
be
to
on that
talk
booger
about.
sugar, man. That's
He
a
don't he
big
don't
no,
dude
it
have
to
ain't.
be on
Them
that
them
booger sugar.
Spanish boys like booger sugar. It make you feel like ecstasy. If you ever took some pills back in your time, I don't condone you to do it now. But back in my time, that shit was fun. And at the end of the day, I understand he's rich. He got probably his gold chains on, and he probably snorted a couple lines. Now, me, Prize, I've never tried it in my life, but I don't like stuff going on my nose, but that's what he did. I don't. They took the belt. Like I don't think you should take the belt with recreational drugs. Like that's just me.
When it comes
not
to
only
McGrail, all
not.
I can say is this, man.
If you could take
Okay?
6
You're not
feet.
that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay.
Okay?
Are you?
Absolutely.
Forget.
He's not that guy.
Not only was that a recreational drug prize, but it's an illegal drug. Like marijuana
Yeah.
is legal in certain states.
Yeah. My state.
As far as I know, the sugar booger is not legal nowhere.
Nowhere.
As far as I know of.
Yeah, but it doesn't enhance you to do. Well, actually, you know what? If you do snort some coke, and you like tee
Oh,
off
you
on
know,
somebody,
whenever we
they
talk
might
about
not go
the,
to bed. They might not go to
let
bed
me
because they
do
coked up.
this. Because whenever we talk about something crazy, when my man Prize go crazy. So we're gonna move on to something
what,
else.
what did I say wrong?
No,
I
you ain't
said
say
if
nothing
you
wrong.
coked up and
Hold on, that's
and
enough. That's enough. That's enough.
all
We
right,
know
if
we
you're
got it. We got
impaired,
it.
if you're
We got it.
impaired, and and you on that kind of stuff, and and you hit him with a 3-piece, he might not go nowhere because he rolling. So I get it. But
Sugar
come on, bro.
booger.
Come
You
on,
know,
bro. It's not going to enhance you to win a
D3 gonna put his
boxing.
own twist on it. But
Hey, BBL, it's not going to
I'm gonna
enhance
ask
you
you
to
guys
win.
this. I'm gonna ask you guys this. When you see a guy like Richard Torres, and I definitely want to get Ant McQueen's opinion on him. Why is Richard Torres not getting enough promotion for being the next great American heavyweight? What do you think about that, Ant? What you think?
I think right now with Richard Torres, it may be his standing in the division. He seems like he's quite a ways away from being towards the top of the division because it's been the usual suspects for the past 5 years. Now we got some guys that are starting to round back into the top 10, top 15, but we know what it is. It's Fury, Joshua,
Wilder,
Zhang, Joseph Parker. We got Daniel Dubois. Now we got Bacoli. He's turned himself into a player. Alexander Usyk. All them guys. It's like, where does Richard Torres fit in the mix as far as those guys are concerned?
I think
we
he beats
haven't
them
even
all.
seen him fight against a former champion yet.
Did you just say you think he beats them all?
I can hope, Free.
Oh, yeah, that's all it is. It's a hope.
Yeah.
Hey, Free won
I
the
want to see
championship.
Bacoli.
Free won the championship to go to Africa with Bacoli or go over to
I want to see Bacoli
the
get
Ukraine.
a
We listen. We didn't get a Ukraine
care.
75 billion. We don't need to give them nothing else. Bring
that's
them
going
belts.
somewhere
I
else.
thought
Bring the belts
Bacoli was
back.
representing Scotland, though. I thought he was
Say it again?
representing Scotland.
The difference between me and everybody is, I don't care where the belts go. I just want to see the best fights. I don't care about the belts.
True indeed.
I don't care about the belts. I don't.
I care about the belts, but I'm with you, Free. I just want to see the fights. That part I agree. I don't care if it's for a belt or not, but I do care about the belts. Me.
Bring the belts home, Free. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Those belts would never be in your home. They would never
You
be
said
in
what?
your home. Those belts would never be in your
I'm
home.
talking about United States, man. You being little. I know you doing that goofy.
Because the belts don't matter to me. I don't care. I just want to see the best fight. I don't care. Y'all want the belts. I don't care about the belts.
I care about the belts for kids like Abdullah Mason.
I'm gonna say this.
Mel, I care about the belts.
I'm gonna say this, Free. We didn't have enough young fighters, whether it's Sharif
Life-changing.
Oney, whether it's Ja, whether it's my man Eli. We didn't have enough young champs come up here and tell you how important the belts are to them. So I get what you're saying.
They're life changing.
I get what you're saying. Hold on, let me say this, Free. I get what you're saying. Same thing my man Noah Ash said. The belts, when you coming up, the belts matter until you make a brand. So I want to see my guys Noah Ash become champion. I want to see my guys Ja become champion. Because and also too, keep my man Noah Ash Smash in your prayers. He's actually going for nationals. So he's in nationals right now. I think he's in training for it right now. I spoke to him last week.
Yeah.
So make sure you keep your prayers up for him that he can come home victorious.
But Free's point is belts don't matter to him personally.
Yeah.
Him.
Yeah.
That's
now,
where I understand.
I want all those guys. I want all those guys to be champion, but I'm not gonna just have a bias towards American fighters because you're not gonna tell me that they're going. Usyk is not a great fighter. Usyk is a great fighter. I don't mind him being champion. I don't mind him being champion. So
I don't mind. For some reason, I don't mind him either.
I like good fighters. If you're a good fighter, I'm gonna root for you, regardless of what your nationality is.
Well, I say it's an old song I used to hear, man. What did we go wrong with love, man? I don't know where we went wrong, but I tell you this, man. I want the championships back in the United States, man.
Right.
As my man Bruce Springsteen said it best, born in the USA. We want them back. We taking everything back, man. We want to win so much we get tired of winning. That's what I want. That's what I want to see, man. I want American boxing to be where it's supposed to be because people don't understand when you see what's going on with Saudi Arabia, that's a hostile takeover. That's not good for boxing to take the boxing 3,000 miles away. That's not good. The people who really support it, that's not good. But I get what you're saying. I'm just saying for me as a regular boxing fan.
I
Go ahead.
want American boxers to be good too. But if they ain't doing what the people want to see, we're going to have situations like what we got going on in Saudi Arabia because they're not doing what the people want to see. So it's on the fighters to move right. It's on the fighters to make these fights because the promoters can tell them no, we don't want this fight for you, but the fighter is the one that ultimately has to sign on to fight whoever the promoter put in front of them. If they say, you know what, I'm not giving my fans this trash fight. I want somebody better than this. It's on them to put their foot down and say, we want better fights.
Salute to my man, Crush. Hey, Thomas Hill, let me ask you this. And I don't want to say this bad. So what's going on? Your guy let us down again. What's going on? You there, Thomas Hill?
I am. You said what now?
I said, I just want to thank you and fans like you because your guy let us down again. Thank you so much for
My
running.
God let you down again?
Yes, sir.
And how he let you down?
By not fighting.
So he hasn't fought that time frame has come and he hasn't fought? Or what's the deal? The time frame has elapsed and he didn't take the ring?
Oh, so you know it's all a game then.
It's a game?
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
Fair.
I have no inside information. I just know that there's a date that had been set and they hadn't got to that date yet. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's playing the game. I don't know if it's false information. But what I do know is that the fight was set for the 1st of March, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we ain't got to that date. So I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna just keep it at that.
So let me ask you this real quick. And speaking of that, when you talk about Tank Davis or Devin Haney or Teofimo Lopez or Ryan Garcia or Shakur Stevenson, who, in your opinion, from you watching the sport, is the greatest among them? Because I think we got Henry Armstrong and Bud Crawford right now. Do you think we got anything close to what we seeing with Bud Crawford between those guys?
Damn, that was such a long question. All right, I need.
Oh, my bad. My question is this: when you see a guy like Bud Crawford, running around here like Henry Armstrong, he's a guy from back in the day. Do you think we got anybody that level between the young kings that we think can match what we see with Bud Crawford as far as career wise, longevity wise? What do you think?
Yeah, these guys got the talent. The question is whether or not the business is going to be conducive to those guys operating in that fashion. And the consensus would be that the answer is a resounding no. It's not a talent thing, but the business, man, these guys are making quite a decent penny per fight, so they don't have to fight as often. That's for one. The climate is way different, so they don't have to fight as often. It's a tough situation, man. It's just a tough situation.
So I ask you,
I don't want to down them though.
Would you say that if Bud Crawford was able to beat the greatest fighter since Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez, he would surpass Henry Armstrong, go top 5 all time? What do you think?
Surpass Henry Armstrong top 5 all time?
Mm-hmm. Or Kid Galahad?
I would have to go back and look at Henry Armstrong's.
That's tough. That's
in its
tough.
Entirety. I would have to go back and look at it in its entirety, see who is who, what they were about in that time, and so on and so forth. Because it's very easy to romanticize a lot of these guys of the past. Yeah. And I don't want to crap on them, but we know certain fights that these guys have had. And then we just say automatically, like, all right, that they're this or that.
Well, the reason why I say that is because we haven't seen a guy go from lightweight to middleweight. Actually, he's going to be going to super middleweight since Henry Armstrong. Henry Armstrong was the last guy. I think he simultaneously held the because they didn't have like the juniors, they had the um lightweight, then he had the welterweight and the middleweight championship at one time. So what I'm saying, if Bud does that, I would say the fighters are incredibly better now than they were back then. So I would say maybe he would. I wouldn't say he could pass a Kid Gallahan, but I would say he could be better than Henry Armstrong because of all the divisions he went through. Is what I'm saying.
What you also have to take into consideration too, BBO, is back then in that time where Henry Armstrong and those guys was fighting, they were fighting 15-round fights. They wasn't fighting 12-round fights. So a lot of times those fights went the full 15 distance. So I don't know if a lot of these guys are conditioned enough to go 15 rounds. So you got to take that in
They would get
consideration too.
cooked. They would get cooked. That's the only reason I say the old school. It's not like basketball, where it has evolved. I'm not saying boxing hasn't evolved because it has, but like basketball, if you look at basketball and football, but I don't use basketball, like some of the moves that Kyrie Irving do, imagine if they was doing that when Bob Cousy was playing and Will. Like, come on, let's be serious. Like, them moves wasn't even unlocked yet. You know what I mean? So that's how
Well,
I feel about it.
we know you're a prisoner of the present.
How?
I'm talking about to us historians when we say Henry Armstrong. I mean,
Right. So
I think you really I think
but
what
before
you
you cut me off, my point was it's not like it's basketball where like Kyrie would destroy everybody because they wouldn't be able to stop him dribbling. But if you put a fighter back, like
I
you
don't
said, they
think that's
fight
true, man,
15-round
because
fights.
Tiny
If he
Archibald
fights,
did all that stuff
nah, he ain't
that
do nothing what
Kyrie
Kyrie
did.
did. It wasn't open yet. It wasn't unlocked yet.
Stop,
It
because you
what
ain't
you
watch no
stop.
basketball.
It was
Tiny
it
Archibald was a
wasn't
way better
unlocked
player than
yet. Them
Kyrie.
niggas was garbage. It wasn't unlocked yet. Those
Well,
moves wasn't
I want
unlocked
you to
yet.
get on
That
YouTube. Do
stuff
me a
that
favor.
Kyrie do, they never. When Jordan first wrapped the ball behind his leg, behind his back, Jordan took the ball with his right hand and put it. You know, he just flipped it behind his back. They went crazy when they saw that. I could throw Sham God in there back
Well,
then, and they wouldn't see no
let me
dribbles
say
like
this
that.
real
But
quick
hold
because
on, BVO, real quick.
we getting
I
off
know, but
script
I'm
right
about to
now.
make my point though.
Go
Is
ahead.
boxing is different. You can take somebody that fought in the Black Murderers Row or something like that and put them in today's boxing, and they might smoke one of these young boys, like you just said. They ain't never went 15 rounds. These boys was fighting. It wasn't. It was unlimited back in the day. It was just fight. It was fight to the end. You know. But
I'm gonna just say
that's
that.
my
I'm gonna
point.
just say that because you made a great point, but I'm gonna just say this. When it comes to people like Henry Armstrong, people like and I don't put Sugar Ray Leonard anywhere near my top five anymore because of how he just ducked and ran. I don't know what's my man Gant? The way he ran, his manager ran, he gets no respect for that, in my opinion. You talk about ducking, they've been ducking since the 30s. And
Salute, just do.
yeah, salute just you just can't say that. I think, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. Henry Armstrong was the first little great man. When you talk about going from 135 all the way up to 47, all the way up to 60, that's not easy to do. That's not easy to do. And I think Bud Crawford has shown you. I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna sound bad. I think Bud Crawford would beat Floyd at 47. I think he would get cooked at 35. But I think he would stop him at 47. What do you guys think about Bud Crawford versus it's a fantasy fight, but who do you think will win Bud Crawford versus Floyd at 147?
Floyd, uh, um, I haven't seen um, Bud show me anything that would give Floyd problem at 47. Um, and that is no knock to Bud. I think Bud was a great fighter at 47. I just don't think he's the level of Floyd at 47. Floyd literally made some of his opponents just look stupid, and these wasn't weak opponents. These was legitimate opponents, and he just made them look stupid. So I don't see Bud beating Floyd at 47.
You got to remember, Floyd wasn't Floyd at 47. That was all brain. That wasn't. He was finished. Both shoulders were bad. I mean, he was hurt bad. He just used his brain to beat people, and I don't think he can use his brain to beat Bud at 47 because of the jab, the power. Oh, speak to my man Chris. I'll ask you.
So
I'll ask Thomas Hill because my man Thomas Hill been quiet. Thomas Hill, have you ever seen a fighter better than Bud and Floyd Mayweather with your own eyes for this generation?
Can you phrase that for me one more time?
I said, who have you seen better talent wise than Bud and Floyd Mayweather for this current generation? I'm talking about the 2000s is forward. Have you seen
I
a better talent
mean,
than those two?
for Bud, I don't put Bud on the same level as Floyd. Floyd is
Oh, you
one.
don't?
Nah, I don't.
Wow.
I don't think it's even close, man.
I don't either.
I don't think people fully understand the scale of more Floyd Mayweather and what he did in the ring, bro. He was beating on people much bigger than him all his life, for the most part, man. He was sculling up to fight people who were bigger than him, and he fought them at the weights that they stipulated, the gloves that they stipulated, the ring that they stipulated, until he finally took down the king of the crime. And once he did that, he started making the stipulations. People forget about the work that he did before that, man. I'm sorry, I just don't see too many people that have that same type of skill set, but more importantly, that type of focus, that type of dedication, and that type of preparation to the craft and the care for the craft, man. So it's kind of hard to put that, but definitely trains. He's in that gym a lot. But he's not walking around at fight weight like Floyd always was. He's not going up in there just decimating folks like Floyd was. Floyd took some of
Did
the
you see Bud
best
at
fights.
47?
I did see Bud at
Oh,
47.
okay.
I saw
Okay.
him take care of Avenesian, who wasn't really all that great. And he got dispatched up in light fashion by Boots, who everybody is castrating right now. I've seen him take care of Spence, who didn't look like he even belonged in the ring that night. Now, credit to him for looking fantastic. Discredit to Spence for not being ready to walk in that ring. But it is what it is. But I've seen Mayweather go up against a lot of heavy hitters, a lot of big time fighters, and he made them look like they wasn't supposed to belong in the ring. Oftentimes too, had a couple of close ones, but whenever he had a close one, he ran it back, and the people called him out. For the most part, he lined it up. So I mean, I don't know if there's anybody currently right now that exhibits that right now. I think it's still young for a bunch of them. I mean, Shakur has skills that could mirror certain things like that. Does he have that dog? It remains to be seen, but I'm not going to say that he don't. I just got to see it in the ring. With Floyd, you saw it in the ring. You know, with Bud, you do see it in the ring. But he
Yeah,
did have a fight with Madrimov that, was kind of close.
but he was moving up in weight. But I feel like
Go
Floyd
ahead.
Floyd
just,
moved up in weight. It wasn't, most times it
yeah,
was kind of close, bro. It was a separation.
I feel like Floyd, I feel like if you just take just one guy off of Floyd, like my guy, Chico Corrales, you just take that prime Chico Corrales and you put him against anybody on Bud's record. I
Bud's
mean,
stopping him. I just wanted to say that. I'm sorry.
I think Bud can beat Chico, but I mean, I don't know.
No, Bud is stopping him.
Mm-hmm.
Bud
I
probably
don't know.
does. I think Bud
He
will
might
win,
get, but I
but
can see Bud getting him though.
I think it'd be a close fight at 135. I think that'd
Mm-hmm.
be a close fight.
You're right.
Bud
At
probably does
35, free.
win.
That's what I couldn't get out.
Yeah,
At 35,
we
right?
got to remember what Bud was at 35. I think Bud probably will pull it out because he was a better boxer, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be a close fight at 35.
It'd be a good scrap because I feel like Chico he gonna put that pressure on. But like Floyd, like T just said, Floyd was on some. I mean, Floyd was an underdog in that fight. I think I was in middle school maybe. I can't remember what grade I was in, but I remember going around. Everybody's like, "Your boy gonna get dogged tomorrow." Hey, they were just saying all. I was like, if y'all think that big Spanish boy can beat that kid, y'all don't know. Y'all don't watch boxing like I do anyway. I know more than y'all about boxing anyway. And I'm just gonna wait. And I took my little bets back then. It was $2, $3. A couple of lunches. You know what I mean? School. Man, I came to school. Man, niggas was taking off of school. Niggas wasn't even coming
Man,
back Monday morning. I said, I don't
Floyd,
even know why y'all thought that would, why he would. I wish I could bet. I wish I could go back and bet because I knew. I was like, yo, y'all are crazy. I don't even see how he could possibly win a round. I was
well,
saying that when I was a kid.
1 second, that boy. You know what? I'll just tell you like this, man. Shout out to Scholar, man. The man
Scholar,
tried to the man tried to steal my mother's car, man. So that's a dirty
Scholar
dog
be in
right
his
there.
bag, yeah.
But let me ask you this though, Ant, because if we say that, who wins between Floyd Mayweather and Roberto Duran at 135?
Real quick, shout out to ATX Red. What's cracking?
Oh man.
ATX 41 Red. Shout out.
Hmm.
I never saw that in the chat, but shout out to him.
I might have to go Duran.
What's going on, Big Tex?
At 135, I might have to go Duran.
That's my man, Big Tex.
What about you, Free?
Oh, okay, I see it now. Shout out to him. Shout out, brother.
What about you, Free? Who you got at 135?
Between who?
Duran and Floyd.
Ooh. I think Floyd is a better boxer. I think at 135, I think Duran might be just a little bit too much for Floyd at 135. Because we got to remember, at 135, Floyd took a lot of chances back then. Floyd had his hands wasn't brittle, so he was more of a engager. He took a lot of chances to get the knockouts back then. I think with somebody like Hands of Stone, I don't know if he would be able to take the pressure that Hands of Stone was putting on a lot of guys. Because remember, Roberto Duran only had one loss at 135 before he moved up. He only had one loss. So that man was 70-0 before he took a loss. So I don't know. I think I would have to edge it to Roberto Duran.
Well, let me ask you this, and I'm gonna ask you this, Price. Do you think Duran being so heavy-handed would change that fight?
Potentially, I think the biggest thing is the fact that Roberto Duran was a tremendous boxer. Just a tremendous boxer, man. And he's been in there with other guys who could box too. Like what's my guy's name? I want to say it was like Kobayashi, the Japanese cat he fought. That
Yeah.
dude could box his ass off. Esteban de Jesus could box his tail off. As Free just alluded to, that was the only person who beat Roberto Duran at 135. And then they fought two more times, and Duran washed him.
Yeah.
So,
You know, and the reason I bring that up so much is because when I think about Duran, I think about Floyd. I don't think Floyd gets enough credit for fighting dudes 20, 30 pounds bigger than him. Because he had no business at 47. I think he was like 126 in the Olympics. So to go all the way up to 147, actually went up to 54. I mean, him and Manny Pacquiao are like, to me, mythical in that aspect. So when I see a guy like Bud Crawford, and I'll be honest, I've never been the biggest Bud fan because he's a dirtbag type of guy, like in person. So he's not my type of person. So that's why I didn't like him. But you can't deny what he is in the ring. And I think in the ring, if he can beat Canelo, who is to me probably the greatest super middleweight of all time, I think it's tough. I think it's tough not to put him up there top 5 because Canelo's the king of the castle in a lot of ways. People don't know that. Like that Bivol fight, if they would have got the rematch, I think Canelo would have stopped it. What do you guys think?
Stop. I want you to stop. He got smoked again, like 11-1. He beat the boy arms up again. And
Then you call him Kibbles and Bits?
I did until he beat up your boy. Then I realized that I was wrong. And I'm not afraid to admit that. So
Hey man, he's the
that's
greatest super
irrelevant
middleweight of
because
all time, man.
we
It
all
happens.
been
We
wrong
all do.
about fighters. We were just wrong about fighters. We was wrong about Majimov. We was wrong about Karen in a sense. And there'll be more fighters that come along. We're gonna be wrong. We're just human, BBO. We're allowed to be wrong. We're allowed to say
So
Canelo's gonna smoke him, and
So
then
let me
Canelo
ask
come
you
around and
guys
get
this real
smoked.
quick. So does
It's
Bud
okay.
have to beat Bachram, or does he have? Or
Bud don't
does he
gotta do
get?
nothing.
So
To do
Bud beats
what?
Bachram
Accomplish
and he
what?
beats. Let me say this real quick. If he beats Bachram and he beats Canelo, would that make him top 5 and Free and Thomas Hill? Would that make him top 5 if he beat those guys? If he beats Bachram and Canelo, or he not beat none
You
of the
talking about
others
top 5? You talking about top 5 all time?
all time?
No,
No.
that don't
Stop.
put him top 5 all time. No.
That won't even make him top 10, bro.
2-time undisputed, unified at 130, 135 and 140.
Man, there was a lot of undisputed stuff going on back in the day, but it wasn't called that. They just was like, he's the champ. You know what I'm saying?
But he's
So
been unified. But he's been unified.
I don't
Chops.
care what he
Y'all
was.
Those guys, the undisputed champ back in the days of like Muhammad Ali was a one belt holder because it was only one section of body that they recognized. So they was undisputed. They were the champ. When Sugar Ray Leonard fought, there was only 2 belts. They were the champ when they got both the belts. So there was undisputed champions because there was only 1 belt or there was only 2 belts. So there was undisputed champions. But I don't put him top 5 because he beat a handful of guys that we recognize as decent opponents.
Today, because they wouldn't last back then. But carry on.
Errol Spence is a good win, man, because I would put Errol Spence up there. And this is something I'm gonna ask, and this is something I want to ask everybody. I've been waiting to ask everybody this, man. So, do you guys think that Errol Spence, they kept Keith Thurman away from Errol Spence? Because it seemed like when Errol Spence fought somebody who could really crack or has some skill to him, and Bud Crawford, he got beat to death. So can we surmise that Keith Thurman would have always beat Errol Spence?
It looked like they kept Keith Thurman away from Earl back in the day because it looked like Earl was on his heels.
I can't say that Keith Thurman would have beat Errol Spence because Bud beat him. Keith Thurman ain't Bud. I think Bud would have beat Keith Thurman.
Right.
So I can't say that because Bud beat him that automatically means that Keith Thurman would have won. Because if that's the case, then we got to say that for everybody in the goddamn sport.
And then we would be talking about it for years.
It doesn't work like that. In order for me to say you beat him, you got to get in the ring and beat him. Now we could speculate.
Business salute, brother.
We could speculate what will happen because of what we believe that will go on in that ring. But unless they get in the ring, it's just speculation. No, I'm not giving him no credit for the next man. The same way I wasn't giving Devin Haney any credit giving Devin Haney credit to beat Loma because Tio beat him. So,
and speaking about Devin Haney, Free, what's going on with this young thug and his girlfriend?
We're not talking about that, bro.
That was crazy word. I know we don't want to talk, but it's part of
talking about that, bro.
Technically, it's part boxing. It is kind of sort of boxing.
I would say this on the boxing side of things, BVO, as far as boxing is concerned, and we talking about Errol Spence and what's my guy's name? Keith Thurman. Would it be fair to say that Errol Spence would have, in your words, he would have beat Keith Thurman to death because of the way he handled Leonard Bundu? Remember, Leonard Bundu gave Keith Thurman a pretty good fight, gave some resistance.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
Errol Spence smoked him,
bro. That was ugly.
If we're gonna pull out the triangle theories.
on that note, it's your boy BBO Boxing. It's your boy Prize Fighter, aka Curly Top. It's the Puerto Rican Chris D Free. We got my man, the Alchemist, in the house. My man, Ant McQueen. We got my man, Pimp C's lookalike, Thomas Hill. And we got my man, the legendary Crush. And we out of here, y'all. Peace.
Oh, wait. And we got the sponsor.
Oh, they're definitely.
RayconGlobal.com. Again, RayconGlobal.com. Earbuds, headphones, wireless stuff. Just check it out.
Check it out, man.
Check out Raycon, but let me check out one more thing before you go, because I've been quiet as hell. Josh Gibson. Where do you rank him as a baseball player?
Who?
Josh Gibson. The great
baseball player?
Yeah, the baseball player. What would you rank him?
The greatest hitter of all time?
You know what he doesn't have?
What?
Accomplishments. We can't always measure by accomplishments, but what we can measure.
You didn't see did you see that when they added Negro Leagues to the MLB, he became number one?
Okay, so when they added, but before they didn't acknowledge him, right?
Oh, okay.
But you couldn't tell he was a bad boy on the field because you watched it. So sometimes when we see people who don't have the opportunity to fight for like titles or accolades, doesn't necessarily mean because they have accomplished something that they are accomplishing more in that ring. What we see in that ring is the ultimate telltale sign. So for you to be top 5, you have to put it down in that ring, and it has to be beyond a shadow of a doubt. And on that note, go get you some Raycons. I'm out.
All right, peace.
That part.
Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing. Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weeping and blocking defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them